Hello there, so today we're going to be talking about this book. This is The Death Cure by James Dashner. This is the third and final book in the Maze Runner series. If you don't know what the Maze Runner series is, then it's about a boy named Thomas who wakes up in a lift and he doesn't know anything about himself except that his name is Thomas. And then the lift doors open up into this place called the Glade, and this Glade is basically this big open area that's surrounded by these huge walls that's surrounded by this even bigger maze. And inside of the Glade are these boys who are just like Thomas, only boys, who are trying to figure out why they're there, what's going on, what they need to do. They're just trying to survive and to escape and to just get out of this inescapable maze, it seems. So that's what the first book, The Maze Runner, is about, and that little spiel I've said so many times that I've now memorized it, it seems, because I just said it to you, like, just flawlessly. Maybe not flawlessly, but, you know, I said it from memory. There we go. So yes, I've done reviews on the first two books, and I've also done on the first two books, and I've also done book talks about them as well, and they will be in the description box below if you want to watch them. This video is about The Death Cure, obviously. I'll be doing a review and a short discussion about this book. So let's begin. This book, the only thing I'm going to tell you about this book is that it happens straight after the Scourge Trials. So after the Scourge Trials, this is what happens immediately, and yeah, that's basically all I'm going to tell you about it. There we go. So yes, my review of this book. The first 150 pages were really good. I thought they were, they were Maze Runner-ish. They were, they were good. They were full of events. Lots of things were happening. It was fast-paced. It wasn't as fast-paced and suspenseful as the first book or the second, or it was kind of the same as the second book, but it was still really good, and I had high hopes. But then it happened. Some decisions were made. One decision by Thomas, which was stupid. But I accepted it. I got over that decision. I was like, okay, I can move past this. But then I started to get hints at things, and then finally I realized what was happening, and I realized the plot was going to change from what I expected it to be. Not that I had this, this absolute idea of what the plot should be, and if it didn't go that way, I'd be very upset. It was just that I realized that the answers that I wanted, they were going to be given, but in their absolute basic form, and the answers that maybe I didn't need to be given, but I still wanted, maybe even more than the answers that were given, were not going to be given. And just, I realized that it was not going to end the way I wanted it to, or expected it to, or end in a good way, really. And I was not happy with this. Not happy. And yeah, things just started to go downhill from there. It was a little bit my fault because I started to care less about the novel. I was like, you're not doing the right thing, you're going wrong, I don't care about you anymore, while being very frustrated and very upset with it. It wasn't good. I started to care less about the characters. Thomas became really annoying to me because his decisions started to become really stupid in my eyes, and just the fact that he was making it go this way. I mean, I know the writer wrote the story, but Thomas was making all the wrong decisions and leading me away from the ending that I wanted, and I was just so angry at Thomas, and it took me a week to read this. It took me a day to read the other two novels. A day. This took me a week. That's crazy for me. That's a crazy difference, and it was, no. And then the ending, as I expected, was not what I wanted. It didn't give me the closure that I wanted. It wasn't that it was a bad ending. It was an okay ending. It was kind of rushed a little bit, maybe, but it was okay. It kind of made sense, but I didn't like it. It wasn't good enough. And this is the third book, the last book of the series, and it needed to be better than this, and it was not. And I was so disappointed, and so that's why I'm going to give this book 2 out of 5, which is really shocking for me, because recently I've been giving all the books I read 5 out of 5, just thrown out the 5s, but not for this book, it seems. This book is just, oh gosh, it's just, I'm giving it 2 out of 5. I don't recommend it to you. I mean, if I was before I read this book, if I knew how bad it was, or if I knew what I thought about it, I probably would have still read it. It was the last book. I couldn't leave the series unfinished, and yeah, I mean, I still would have read it, but I just. So now we're going to go into the spoiler full stuff. So if you've not read this book, you don't want it to be spoiled, then don't watch the rest of this video. So yeah, so let's get started. Thomas was a stupid head in this book. It's a stupid head. Stupid! He made stupid decisions. When he decided not to get the chip thing removed from his head by Wicked, I understood that. I was like, okay. The options were Wicked is gonna capture you and do something bad to you, or Wicked is gonna reveal your memories. I thought it'd be one of those moments when he's like, this is too important to think about this. I need to think about this though, but this is too important to pass up. I need to do it. They didn't, and I was like, okay, I'll accept that. But then when the doctor took his tracking chip out and he said no to removing his chip thing so he could get his memories back, I was just like, you idiot. You idiot, idiot, idiot. That stupid reason about him not wanting to have his old memories, like, influence his current memories or whatever. He's like, he didn't like the person he was before. Like, who? What? Why would you do that, you stupid person? You could remember your family, your past memories. You could remember Teresa. You could remember the things that happened in the past. Like, seriously, what's wrong with you? Didn't like that. I wanted to know things. This is the thing that really bugged me about this book, right? I wanted to know what happened to him before. I wanted to have memories about his time in Wicked when he was like training. I wanted to know about his past life. That's what was really like just not there for me in this book, and I really, really wanted that. And just the fact that he had the option to get that, but he didn't. It was just the other thing that I really wasn't good enough for me for this book was, okay, the only two kind of answers that were given to all the questions I had, right? They were the main answers, so it was okay. But the main answers were that the whole experiment thing was to solve the disease that was happening. Like, you know, they were using them as an experiment to figure out how to solve or cure this disease. That was the first answer. That was the answer to why they were in a maze. The second question or answer that was given was why Thomas was there, and that was because he was immune to the disease. So I was like, okay, those are some answers, but there wasn't enough detail, right? The immune part, it would have really helped if I had learned about his past, about, you know, just some detail, just a backstory, not just throwing me the answer and going, here you go, that's good enough for you, isn't it? No, it's not. I needed more. And then the first answer about, you know, it was to cure this disease. How? I get, right, that this disease is like some kind of mental deterioration and that it's you going crazy basically, but where does the jump? And, you know, they got these people to see what they would do in different circumstances and to, you know, see what they would do in different variables. So variables was it all throughout this book. I feel like I'm going crazy talking about this book. You know, I get that they needed to figure out what he was thinking and stuff in different circumstances, but how do you go from that to a cure, to a disease? Like, how do you get like some kind of, you know, vial or injection from brain waves and brain decisions? How? Explanation? No, you're not going to give me one, are you? No, you're not. No, you're not. And then they had to cut his brain out, right? Right now, in the present time, people have MRIs and fMRIs and all this other scans and stuff like that to scan the brain in detail, like get 3D dimensional viewing of the brain. This book is set in the future, where there's even more technology and there's all this extra knowledge and stuff like that. Couldn't they have just scanned his brain with some kind of awesome scanner? Weren't they scanning his brain while he was making the decisions and stuff like that? Wasn't that the point? How are, like, you know, it didn't make sense to me that they needed to cut his brain out. Why would they need to cut his brain out? It seemed unnecessary. Why did they didn't need to. It didn't need to be there. What was that? No explanation for it either. And why, Thomas, did you have to keep on holding Brenda's hands in all of the intense and fast-paced situations? Why? All of them you held her hand. I was like, why is that even put in there? Why is that? Is that supposed to be their romance building up? Not good enough of a romance build up. It was just so annoying. And also, I was Team Teresa, and then she died, and I didn't even care that she died, but I was still like, I'm Team Teresa. I'd rather have him with Teresa than Brenda. He needs to get over the stupid thing that he betrayed her, or that she betrayed him, because it was for Wicked, and he needed to get that. And I know that it was difficult, but he needed to go through the difficulty, because okay. I'm gonna stop now because I'm just getting really upset about this book, it seems. It was just not good. Not good. And I was so disappointed, and I was not happy. And I'm gonna stop now because I feel like I'm just going overboard, and I'm going crazy. Just deep breaths, people. Here we go. Thank you so much for watching. Tell me your thoughts about this book in the comment section below. Tell me if you liked it, if you read it. Tell me what you thought about it. And if you were as annoyed about it as me, then tell me, because I will be very happy to feel the annoyance and the frustration together. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.